Freestyle skiing icon Eileen draws mega backlash after viral Olympic press reply reignites China's citizenship controversy in Milan Cortina 2026. Eileen Gu's confident Olympic press room reply has gone viral after critics linked her silver medal response to the long-running controversy over representing China instead of the United States. The freestyle skiing champion's comments sparked sharp mega backlash online while supporters praised her mindset and record-breaking success at Milan Cortina 2026. Freestyle skiing superstar Eileen Gu has once again found herself at the center of global attention. This time, it was not for a gravity-defying trick on snow but for a confident reply inside the Olympic press room. After winning silver in slopestyle and big air at the Milan Cortina 2026 Winter Olympics, Gu was asked whether she viewed them as medals gained or gold medals lost. Her honest answer quickly went viral online. Within hours, what started as a sporting question turned into a political storm, with MAGA-aligned voices in the United States criticizing both her response and her decision to represent China instead of America. The 22-year-old Olympic champion did not hesitate when a reporter suggested that her 2 silver medals could be seen as missed golds. Gu reminded the room that she is already the most decorated female freeskier in Olympic history. She explained that winning even one Olympic medal changes an athlete's life, and doing it multiple times becomes harder because expectations continue to rise. She also made it clear that she competes because she loves the sport and not because she feels forced to live up to public expectations. Her calm but firm tone was praised by many fans who felt the question itself downplayed the value of an Olympic silver. Soon after the clip surfaced online, conservative commentator Megan Basham and other right-wing voices shared clips from her press conferences and criticized Gu's remarks. She called the skier arrogant and even suggested that young girls should not look up to her. The criticism quickly shifted from her sporting performance to a much older debate. Many right-wing users brought up her 2019 decision to represent China, the country where her mother was born, instead of the United States where Gu grew up. One user on X said, "Her academic and athletic achievements are incredible. I can see how that would intimidate some people." Another wrote, "The reporter implied her silvers were lost golds. That question itself was rude." She answered with honesty. However, some voices continued to question her loyalty, with some accusing her of choosing China for financial reasons linked to sponsorship deals. Eileen Gu representing China still divides opinion. When it should not, Eileen Gu has previously explained that her decision was personal and rooted in her cultural identity. She has said she wanted to inspire young winter sports athletes in China and honor her maternal heritage. Despite this, her nationality choice has remained controversial, especially during times of political tension between the United States and China. The latest Olympic moment once again reopened this debate, showing how an athlete's identity can become a larger cultural issue beyond sport. However, such cases of athletes representing the country of their choice have been prominent in sports, and Eileen Gu only became a controversial point of focus when she decided to represent a nation that completely opposes the capitalist ideals. Supporters defend Olympic champions' mindset. Supporters argue that Gu's response reflects the mindset required to succeed at the highest level. Many athletes and fans pointed out that Olympic medals are never easy to win and should not be framed as failures. Some Chinese and international fans praised her for pushing the boundaries of freestyle skiing and performing tricks that have never been attempted before by women in competition. With 3 Olympic golds and 3 silvers across 2 Winter Games, Gu continues to balance elite sport with her studies at Stanford and a global modeling career. Yet moments like this show that her journey will always remain closely watched both on and off the slopes. In the crisp high-altitude air of Milan Cortina's snow parks, an extraordinary athletic performance is often judged in meters, seconds, and degrees of difficulty. But at the 2026 Winter Olympics, one comment, not one run, proved to be just as defining. After capturing silver medals in the women's slopestyle and big air events, Eileen Gu took a press question about her results with poise, humor, and confidence, and it instantly went viral. When a journalist asked Gu whether she saw her results as 2 silvers gained or 2 golds lost, the 22-year-old responded with unfiltered clarity, "I'm the most decorated female freeskier in history." I think that's an answer in and of itself, dismissing the premise as a ridiculous perspective. She then explained that every Olympic medal is earned with immense difficulty, and that she was proud of her performance. That moment, simple, sharp, self-assured, ignited a firestorm. Performing arts more than a medal, identity in the Olympic spotlight. Gu's brilliance on snow is beyond dispute. She added to an already impressive Olympic resume, becoming the first freestyle skier to win 3 medals at a single Winter Games and securing gold in the halfpipe. But the spotlight on her extended far beyond athletic achievement. Born and raised in San Francisco to a Chinese mother and an American father, Gu's identity has always been multicultural. Her family background included regular stays in China, fluent Mandarin, and deep ties to both cultures. Yet it was her choice to represent China in international competition beginning in 2019 that turned her into one of the most polarizing figures of these games. That dual identity, American by birth and upbringing, Chinese on the Olympic stage, isn't a contradiction in the modern world of global sport. Many world-class athletes hold multiple cultural ties and make complex representation choices for personal, professional, cultural, or strategic reasons. But for GU, this choice has become a battleground for much larger political narratives. Globe showing Europe-Africa backlash and the MAGA response. Following that now viral press remark about her Olympic results, waves of online reaction, especially from hyper-partisan corners of social media, intensified. On platforms frequented by conservative commentators and supporters of the Make America Great Again MAGA movement, critics pounced, framing Gu's choice through a geopolitical lens that had little to do with her performance. Voices in that space questioned her loyalty, criticized her sumptuous earnings and alleged motivations, and labeled her, sometimes cruelly, as disloyal for not competing under the stars and stripes. Some commentators went further, suggesting that representing China, a rising geopolitical rival, was a betrayal of American identity and athletic culture. These narratives conflated patriotism with representation, award with allegiance, and a complex personal story with national grievance. At a time when global tensions are intense, and U.S.-China relations are often viewed through the lens of rivalry and suspicion, Gu's presence on the podium wearing the Chinese flag became a touchpoint in broader cultural debates. When sport becomes foreign policy, in a world where athletes are global celebrities, their every word and gesture often get recast as symbolic. A photo, a phrase, or a decision, like choosing which country to represent, can become magnified into political meaning far beyond the realm of sport. GU has spoken openly about her desire to honor both sides of her heritage. Her Chinese name, GU Eileen, frequent time spent in China during childhood, and fluency in Mandarin cemented her identity there as much as her American upbringing, even as dual citizenship politics remain complicated. Yet detractors in the U.S. argue that because China does not recognize dual citizenship, while the U.S. does, her representation choice creates an awkward ambiguity. This, combined with geopolitical anxieties about China's human rights record, technological competition, and global influence, has made GU a lightning rod figure for issues that have little to do with skiing. Fencer when the backlash gets personal. The online feud hasn't been restricted to social media sniping. Some responses have crossed into worrying and deeply personal territory. GU herself has shared that she's faced threats, assaults, and even a robbery in connection to the controversies surrounding her choice of representation, a stark reminder of how intertwined sport, identity, and visceral public reaction can become. Meanwhile, public figures from U.S. political and sports commentary worlds have injected their voices into the fray, adding fuel to partisan firestorms surrounding GU. Some criticize her demeanor as overly confident or even insufferable, while others defend her as a role model and a reminder of the international nature of athletic excellence. A personal athlete in a political storm. Yet through all this heat and noise, GU has largely stayed focused on her craft and her purpose in sport. Her response to political criticism has been measured, even playful at times, but never dismissive of the weight these discussions carry. When asked about remarks from political figures hoping she would represent the U.S., she responded with a light-hearted flattered, "Thanks, JD," showing an awareness of the moment but a refusal to be defined solely by it. This illustrates a larger tension in modern sport. Athletes are no longer just competitors, they are public personalities whose actions are examined through lenses of culture, politics, and identity. On a global stage like the Olympics, that spotlight is magnified. For many of her supporters, GU remains an inspiring figure, a woman who pushes boundaries, breaks records, and embodies the possibilities of belonging to more than one world at once. For others, her prominence is inseparable from the geopolitics of the moment, a reminder that sport is rarely just sport. Glowing star, the enduring legacy of a freestyle phenomenon. Regardless of where the debate goes, Eileen Gu's achievements are undeniable. At the Milan Cortina Games, she made Olympic history, displaying artistry, athleticism, and unwavering confidence. In a single answer to a press question, she gave the world a moment that was both athletic and philosophical, a reminder that success can be defined in many ways beyond gold medals. Her journey reminds us that identity in global sport is complex. It can be layered, contradictory, deeply personal, and sometimes controversial, especially when viewed through the lens of national pride and political narrative. Whether fans agree with the choices or not, Gu's presence at these Olympics reflects a broader shift in how athletes navigate global culture, as individuals with diverse backgrounds and ambitions, not simply as flags on jerseys. Final reflection, beyond the backlash. In the end, the viral moment, that press exchange, says as much about us as it does about her. It reflects a world where stories about sport are inseparable from conversations about belonging, identity, and belonging. Where the second someone steps onto a global stage, whether they are skiing,